What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another reaction. In today's video, we're checking out 17 as they have a brand new music video for, I believe the name of the song is Fighting. As far as the title goes, other than 17, which is written in English, I don't know anything about it unless they changed the title. They haven't yet, and I'm checking it out fairly fresh after it was released, like maybe half hour ago or so. But before getting into Fighting, which I hope is the name of the song and I'm not off, I felt like it would be nice to check out something else by 17 and kind of emphasize them a little bit more on the channel, as I enjoyed them a lot from what I've checked out by them. And low-key, 17 was actually one of the first K-pop groups that I discovered when I just started getting into the genre, when I checked out Rock With You, for example. The song that I decided to check out is a song that was much requested, and I feel like much like kind of when I reacted to NCT Dream Candy, I paired it up with something that is completely the opposite of the mood of that song. And I feel like by the title, this might do the same job, which, you know, shock factor is what I'm all about, baby. But in any case, we're checking out Fear by 17, and then we'll go into their brand new music video with Fighting. So without further ado, if you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit like if you're happy to see more 17 content, and let's get into it. 넌 내 기억을 지워야 돼. I'm poison. I know I can't take it no more. Oh. 영원한 절대 없단 걸 알면서도 끊을 수도 없어. Tell me what you want. 너에게 내어주고 싶던 마음이 날 오히려 더 사정이고 있어. Yeah, 나는 위험해. 너무 지독해. 나 자신보다 날카로운 진실이 중요해. Got to get away, can't hesitate anymore. Ooh. Getting a black eye. Oh, let's take it back. I love the black and white aesthetic, almost like Love Is Black and White, but it's so much more than that, because it feels toxic. That was interesting. Damn. Whoa. Oh, baby, talk to me. Let's take it back. 사랑해. 이렇게 너를 위험해. 내 헛도그 피어나 경쟁은 깊은 밤 내 진심은 왜 진실을 외면한 행동가. Damn. 내가 겁이 나서 진실이 나를 묶어놨어. 진실이 눈물 들어서 결국 너도 젖어들어 별의 겁이 낚이지 못해 또 거짓말해. 내게 연마점을 들고 Please babe, 넌 내게서 물러서 해. Someone tell me what should I do? 넌 내 기억을 지워야 돼. I'm poison. Oh, the choreography is beautiful. My love is like a car crash. Nice. Oh. Wait, what was that? What was his hand taped up or something? Plus with the patterns of the suit that we just saw, it's almost like changing skin like a snake or something. What the? Holy. And the snake is venomous. Poison. Interesting. Damn. I love this choreography of like drinking that poison and whatnot. This is amazing. Holy shit. Okay, I'm gonna say right off the bat that this is my favorite song by 17. It's absolutely incredible. I love the dancing choreography. I love the production on this video. Some of these visuals are absolutely incredible. I'm 100% going to miss a ton of stuff in this music video, but the concept itself is really, really cool because from the lyrics, it seems like on one hand, they're talking about almost like a love that they cannot have because they're toxic themselves, so they want you to get away. Because if you come near me, you will be tainted. You will become just as toxic as I am because the poison, the venom, and whatnot is spreading. The fear is spreading. Also, there's a really interesting visual in the beginning of the music video where there's like this rose of sorts, but it's surrounded. It's held in hands that are wrapped in almost like barbed wire, and there's lyrics that are talking about how the cold truth is worth more than my heart, which is kind of an interesting analogy. It's like the truth, it's like fear has completely consumed them to a sense that it is paralyzing and they're afraid of facing their fears. So this song becomes almost like, it almost has like a double meaning as far as not letting anyone near you because you're toxic yourself and you acknowledge that, but you can't do anything about it. As literally like that incredible visual with the white aesthetic, repeating "I love you" and regretting it all over again. I regret it because I want something that I think that I deserve, but I know that I can't have because of the fears and the doubts that I have. And there was a really interesting visual, and even like the black suits almost like represent like the fear and the darkness consuming them all over, as there's like a literal single feather that is white that is almost like perhaps representing a little bit of light that is still remaining, possibly. I'm not really sure. But the one of the coolest visuals in the set is actually that crashed car. Like the car is like a metaphor to them. The crash is a metaphor to the fear that has completely crushed them. So their life is like a crashed car. Basically, their life is completely almost like consumed by fear and they cannot escape it. They're too afraid to break it off. So I lie again. Even my memories are becoming tainted. It's almost like fear has created the illusion. Fear is an illusion that has completely consumed all of me, including the memories that have become tainted. And the fear has basically disintegrated all of those memories. So even the happy moments that I think I had, I can't really remember them correctly because of the fear that is masking them to be something else entirely. Vernon is almost like talking about carving out my fantasy and running away because I can't face that fear before the poison spreads. Got to get away. So I need to create a mental barrier in a way, wanting to create a barrier, but it comes at a cost because you cannot face your actual fear. So the more you deny it, the more it consumes you and the more it spreads. Behind like the white aesthetic, they're dancing in black suits with a single feather, as it almost like represents the purity that has been consumed by the fear, by the poison and whatnot. These visuals are absolutely incredible. And again, the lyrics touch on not wanting to open your eyes to this kind of danger, whether they're talking to someone else or they're actually talking to themselves as they're trying to carve out that piece of fantasy, create an illusion that the fear doesn't exist. It's like almost like creating a different personality in a way. It kind of like to shield yourself from the darkness, which kind of like reminds me of Supernatural for some reason when they created a barrier in Sam's head because the soul came back and it's completely messed up. But unless you face it, you can't really do anything about it. It's just gonna get worse and worse, and it's gonna come knocking down stronger and stronger. Man, these visuals are really, really interesting. The microphones hanging upside down as he's dressed in black and there's all of this fog as the poison grows into a deep, painful night. Why does my heart deny the truth? Because the poison is pretty much, the fear created an illusion that the truth doesn't actually exist. And the deep, painful night is almost like them kind of like talking about depression and dark thoughts. This is really, really very thought provoking. The truth has tied me up, much like the rose actually that is held by these barbed wired hands. And the truth, the rose is almost like frozen because there's all kinds of dry ice, smoke and whatnot, vapor coming out. I'm afraid it'll eventually change you too. So that kind of like relates to the relationship aspect as far as not wanting to be in a relationship with someone that is too pure for me, but I love them so much. I want to be with them, but I'll regret it. So I would rather push you away, make myself feel even worse. And also like the shattered mirror as he's looking at his own reflection in the piece of glass is almost like my shattered personality, my shattered life, what fear has caused me to become. That I quite literally picking up the pieces of you, um, as I'm trying to kind of like face it, repeating the same words. My lyrics can go beyond you. That's really, really interesting. So, like, literally lyrics of fear and not being able to get over that fear. My lyrics can go beyond, I can go beyond the fear. Maybe. And the ending with like the timer is going off while the lyrics kind of like the ending represents the ending section represents like being almost like engulfed by the love and the toxicity and actually liking it and completely in a weird, now that I'm looking at this, it looks like he's looking at himself, but there's a darker version of him in the shadows, which is kind of ironic because the version of him that is in the shadows is, so you can slightly see his face, whereas the version in the light is completely a silhouette of him. It's almost like a representation of the purity in me has been completely overshadowed by my darkness, by my fear and my shadow, quite literally, which is incredible. And then the red aesthetic is almost like representing the fear completely taking over, but also in terms of the lyrics, love taking over. And this is absolutely incredible. This love consuming all of me, this poison, this fear consuming all of me, all of my fears, my inner scars. Even if you hurt me every day, there's a visual of that same heart, that coldness is, he's breathing in that vapor, which is like that cold truth, cold love, or toxic. Holy shit. Literally the visual of covering your own face, like completely being covered by the fear and being almost like engulfed by the fear. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's almost like they literally go back to this move, which is like drinking that poison, or kind of like drinking blood, almost like a vampire of sorts. This is one of the coolest music videos I think I've ever seen, and it almost represents like loving the way that this makes me feel, whether they're talking about the love or they're talking about the fear completely taking over. I'm not really sure, but this music video definitely kind of like gives you a glimpse in a way into their life, if that makes any sense, because there's no one without fear. I love the fact that they're kind of like talking in these lyrics about fear taking over, and in a very creative way that can be almost like masked with the relationship aspect. So it's not like straight up being like, okay, I'm afraid, but they're doing it in a very creative way and visually being completely consumed and almost like engulfed by the fear, and whether the fear represents like a love that is toxic, but I like it, but also the fear that is taking over me as I cannot escape it. So I keep on lying to others or to myself while the fear is continuing to spread, and I'm just drinking it in. I'm not really sure, but feel free to let me know some details on this music video and what is the actual meaning. I hope that I was able to at least kind of like touch on a little bit of something when it comes to this, but this was amazing. This is my favorite song by 17, and it's not even a question. Like, Hot was my favorite up until this point, but you guys know I like me some darkness, and this was right up my alley, and this is one of the best songs I've checked out yet. This is incredible. Let's move on to 17's brand new music video, which is called Hopefully Fighting. Yeah, it is fighting. Well, this is different. Everybody's drinking Americano, yeah? Iced Americano? Hey, Oshi. Oh, nice mashup. Nice. Nice. This is really cool. I love that this set literally represents all of the storylines that they have in this music video, whether you're like working at an office, like market trading and whatnot. There's like a diner, coffee shop, there's a road, whatever is happening, keep on walking, keep fighting, and 17 will basically be there for you when you put on this song. This is really nice. This is a nice booster. Nice. Love. Nice. Ooh. That was really cool. We're all earphone wearing zombies because we're all in our own zone. Low-key, they're still expressing like struggles and fears and whatnot, despite looking cool and what. I love this set. Like, this is so fucking creative. This is really nice. In the stories, but also like literally IG stories and in post, it always looks like I'm living my best life, but it's often that those who seem to brag about their best life are not actually living the best life. It's just the highlights, or even not that. Nice. Love this. Nice. This is cool. This is super heartwarming.
Okay.
연기
카페인은 디카페인 일찍 일어나는 기분 뭐까지 철없이 부재중 전화 제끼고 dance with my laziness 부분 등 발다리
Wait, what the fuck? Yo.
Okay.
Hey.
모닝 카페인은 디카페인 일찍 일어나는 기분 뭐까지 철없이 부재중 전화 제끼고 dance with my laziness 부분 등 발다리 전부 다 팬이 Ooh I feel like I'm 17 이런 도 못해만 되는 불행과 같이 살기에는 내 시간이 너무 아깝지 man Y'all don't deserve it Fortune is unnecessary 알다시피 인생은 원래 그지 같아 그러니 조금만 힘을 내 구겨진 인생을 연주하는 우린 비굴해 베이베이 차분히 다 막장을 연주해 We got plenty more pages left to play
올라갔다 내려가는 주식같이 알다가도 모르겠는 인생 뭐같지 한 템포 쉬고 물 한 모금 마시기 자 여기서 비타민 A, B, C
Nice.
반복되는 하루에 시작이 되는 이 노래 네 옆에서 불러주겠어 힘내지 못하겠어
The throwing the coffee in, it's almost like this magical powder and whatnot, not to be confused with actual magical powder. Don't take cocaine, kids. But it almost like reminded me of the last Japanese music video with them, which was very fantastical, very very cool. Damn. I love the message of the song in a culture where everybody's hustling, like hustle culture and whatnot. You kind of forget to live because you're so consumed with the process and the end goal that you kind of like wasting your entire life fighting, no pun intended, for something while losing your actual life. So drink some water, take a sip, slow down the tempo, just take it easy, just chill. Plenty of pages left to play. That was nice.
알다가도 모르겠는 인생 뭐같지 한 템포 쉬고 물 한 모금 마시기 자 여기서 비타민 A, B, C 반복되는 하루에 시작이 되는 이 노래 네 옆에서 불러주겠어 힘내지 못하겠어 Fire, fire, don't give it up man Don't give it up yeah Fire, fire, 우린 부서춤 Fire 해야 돼 Fire 해야 돼
Man, seeing Lee Younji was just fucking awesome. I love her. I absolutely fucking love her. And I just love her voice. I love her delivery. I love her intensity. I love the puns with 17, feeling like 17. Was really, really cool. And the mention of some down on his luck Beethoven made me kind of like look at some damn, there's again some renovation, some construction noises. So I'm gonna end this reaction very, very quickly because I can barely hear my own thoughts, and I'm sure that you guys can hear a little bit of that drill, even with this dynamic microphone. But Beethoven was an often unpleasant and always unhappy man, notoriously unkempt and suffering from quite a few things, including depression. So the down on his luck Beethoven line was really, really cool. And just in general, Lee Younji's presence fits so well. It's just incredibly, I am having a really hard time concentrating with this noise. So I'm going to end this reaction here. I'm really sorry, guys, but it's kind of impossible to work. But this music video was a lot of fun. This was such a surprise to see her. I mean, not such a surprise, I guess, because Hoshi was on my my alcohol diary. In general, it's always awesome to see her. I always have a giant smile on my face whenever I see her because she's just one of the coolest fucking human beings I've seen in K-pop. She's one of my favorite personalities for sure, and just this music video in general, kind of like was incredibly almost motivational. Like whatever happens, just fight. Take it easy. Don't be so hard on yourself. And just in today's culture of everybody just trying to make it no matter what. and try to hustle as much as possible and basically, risk their own life and whatnot. As literally there's like a visual of like the stock market almost like crashing or something, like the stock that is your life is kind of like crushing, perhaps, I'm not sure, but just in general it was really, really nice contrast, first of all, with Fear, but also in terms of the song kind of like touching on struggles and whatnot, but in a much more positive way, but still inspirational nonetheless. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good day, guys. Peace.